If you're a content creator, you spent building an audience, posting videos, testing hooks, trying to understand the algorithm, and finally people starts following you. But then comes an awkward question: how should I earn from these followers? Because views are nice, followers are nice, but you don't own your TikTok audience, and most creators have no idea how to turn their attention into an actual business. The first tool I found this week is trying to solve the exact problem. You literally give it to your TikTok handle and it starts building a business around your content. I know that sounds instantly ridiculous, so let me show you. The tool one called Fapro. This Fapro, and the idea is actually pretty clever. You drop in your TikTok handle, Fapro reads your account, looks at your content, understands your niche, and then starts building around what you already created. It can build a website from your content, create a store, find products that match your audience, and even generate videos in your own voice. But here is the part I find more interesting. It helps move your audience away from being just TikTok followers. You start building a customer list, an email list, and audience that you actually own. Because imagine this: you have a 1 lakh followers and TikTok suddenly changes his algorithm tomorrow. Your reach drops suddenly. You have lakh followers that you can barely reach. That's the problem Fapro is really solving, and apparently they have trained the system on more than 4 million viral TikToks and already have over 2,000 creators using it. Now, would I expect AI to magically build $1 million business from my TikTok handle? Obviously not. But as a starting point for creators who have attention and absolutely no monetization system, this is genuinely interesting. Now, Fapro is trying to turn your attention into a customers, but the next tool is solving a completely different problem. You already have customers interested and your sales team forgets to follow up. Tool 2 called Needle. This is Needle, and what caught my attention is one word: proactive. Most sales AI works like this. You ask questions, it gives you an answer. You ask it to write an email, it writes an email. Useful, but you are still managing the AI, right? Needle is trying to work more like someone on your actual sales team. It watches the pipeline. If the deal has been sitting there too long, it spots it and drafts the follow-up. You have a sales call coming up, it prepares the context before the meeting. Your CRM is becoming a complete mess, it helps to clean it. And if there is a real buying signal somewhere in your sales activity, it surfaces that. The interesting part is you don't have to open another AI dashboard every morning. It works inside Slack and Teams and connects with tools like HubSpot, Gmail, and Gong. This is the direction I think AI employees are moving. Not another chatbot waiting for "how can I help you today?" The AI should already know something needs to be done and start doing it. But being proactive automatically doesn't make AI like human. And honestly, we all know when we are talking to an AI bot, which brings me to the weirdest tool I found this week. Tool 3 called Humalike. AI models are already smart. That's not really the problem anywhere. They can research, write, reason, use tools, even run workflows. But put an AI agent into real conversation and sometimes it just feels off. It replies at the wrong moment. It doesn't understand the social context. It's technically correct, but somehow still sounds like a robot wearing a suit. Humalike is trying to work on that layer. They are building behavioral infrastructure for AI agents, basically the social skills AI agents are missing. Things like proactiveness, human-like behavior, and understanding how an AI agent should behave around people. And I find this interesting because we are spending so much time making AI agents smarter. But if these agents are going to work with customers, employees, and teams, they also need to understand how humans actually interact. Humalike isn't the flashy AI tool you use to generate an image, but the problem they are working on could become very important. Now let's move from human behavior to marketing, because I found a feature this week that made me question one metric we constantly obsess over, which is clicks. Tool 4 called Goals from Loop. Imagine you send an email campaign. You get a 45% of open rate, which is great. people click even better. But here is the question. Did the campaign actually achieve what you wanted? Did people upgrade to your services? Did they activate the features? Did they buy? Did they complete onboarding? That's what Goals from Loops is trying to measure. You choose the actual conversation you care about, choose which audience should be measured, set the attribution window, and then Loops shows whether the campaign actually draw the outcome. I like this because marketers sometimes get obsessed with the numbers that looks good in the screenshot, open rates, click rates, impressions, but the campaign with fewer clicks and more customers is obviously more valuable, right? This moves the conversations from did people click to did this actually work. Simple idea, but genuinely useful for SaaS teams. And finally, this last tool is definitely for builders like me. I am the builder who creates AI agents, especially if you are building AI agents that need information from a website, because web scraping sounds easy until you actually build it. Tool 5 called Context.dev. I have built automations that need website idea, and scraping is one of those things that looks simple in workflow diagram. Website extract data from AI. Looks simple, looks beautiful. Then you actually run it. The HTML is messy. The page structure changes. Your parser breaks, and suddenly you are debugging a scraper at 1 a.m. Context.dev is trying to remove that infrastructure. You give it a URL and it can turn cleaned markdown or HTML that your AI agent can actually use. But it goes further. It can extract brand information like logos, colors, fonts, and social profiles, travel sitemaps, resolve transaction descriptions, and give your application structured web data. They also have SDKs for TypeScript, Python, Ruby, and according to them, most teams can integrate in it under 10 minutes, which is a huge achievement as a company itself. For someone building AI agents, this is probably the tool from today's list I'd personally want to test inside an actual automation which I'm building for my client, because the less time I spend fixing scrapping logic, the more time I can spend building the actual AI agent, which is true of course. So those are the 5 tools which caught my attention this week, but Fab Pro is probably the one of the great tool I discovered, because there are millions of creators who has a huge followers, but they are not making a penny from them, because attention isn't a business. The moment a creator turns their followers into customers, at that time they start building their own audience. So this tool changes the game for creators. Now actually I'm curious to check which tool caught your attention this week. And if you are the one who enjoys to explore new AI tools every week, make sure to follow and subscribe Next Tool Weekly, and I'll see you in the upcoming episode.